Once upon a time in a bustling city, there was a young girl named Clara. Clara was an inquisitive and beautiful child, with eyes full of curiosity and a smile that warmed the hearts of those around her. She lived with her parents in a modest home, and while they weren't wealthy, they believed in the power of education and hard work. Clara's father was a teacher, and her mother a nurse, both of whom had struggled in life to reach where they were. They always told Clara that success wasn't handed to you. It was earned through determination and resilience. Their words became Clara's guiding star, and she took her education very seriously. Clara had a fascination with how things worked. She would watch her mother prepare for her shifts at the hospital, her eyes lighting up as her mother recounted stories of helping patients. Clara would ask 1,000 questions about the human body, illnesses, and how medicine could heal. This fascination quickly grew into a passion for learning about science and medicine. At school, Clara was a bright student. While others struggled with complex subjects like mathematics and biology, Clara found joy in understanding them. She stayed up late many nights, poring over her textbooks, not because she had to, but because she genuinely loved learning. However, Clara's journey wasn't always smooth. Many people doubted her abilities, often saying things like, "Medicine is too hard for a girl like you," or "Maybe you should think about something easier." But Clara was determined. Clara's dream of becoming a doctor crystallized when a close family friend fell gravely ill. The doctors at the hospital worked tirelessly to save him, and their dedication deeply inspired Clara. She realized that becoming a doctor wasn't just about studying hard. It was about helping others in their most vulnerable moments. From that moment, her determination was stronger than ever. Clara spent countless hours preparing for her university entrance exams. It wasn't easy. She had to balance her schoolwork with household chores, and at times she felt overwhelmed. There were moments when she doubted herself, when the weight of expectations pressed down on her, and when the path ahead seemed too difficult to travel. But every time she thought of giving up, she remembered the faces of the patients her mother had cared for and the doctors who had inspired her. After months of rigorous preparation, the day of the entrance exam finally arrived. Clara sat among hundreds of other students, each of them just as determined as she was. The exam was tough, harder than anything she had ever encountered. As she wrote down her answers, Clara's hands shook slightly with nervousness, but she kept her focus, and when she left the exam hall, she felt a mixture of relief and uncertainty. All she could do now was wait. Weeks later, Clara received the letter she had been anxiously waiting for. She tore it open, her heart pounding in her chest. As her eyes scanned the letter, she saw the words that would change her life forever. "Congratulations, you have been admitted to study medicine." Tears filled her eyes, and she ran to her parents, who embraced her with pride. University life was a whole new challenge. The first few months of medical school were grueling. The workload was intense, and Clara had to study late into the night, often sacrificing sleep to keep up. She attended endless lectures, studied complicated anatomy charts, and spent hours in the library. But no matter how hard it got, she refused to give up. Over the years, Clara made many sacrifices. While her friends enjoyed their weekends and breaks, Clara could often be found in the library, studying for her next exam. There were moments of doubt when she wondered if she had made the right choice. But every time she felt that way, something reminded her of why she had chosen this path. Sometimes it was a patient's story. Other times it was a kind word from a professor. But most often, it was her own inner drive pushing her forward. She was awarded the title of Best Graduating Student. But more importantly, Clara was finally on the path to becoming the doctor she had always dreamed of being. After completing her medical degree, Clara began her residency at one of the busiest hospitals in the city. The work was challenging, but this time she wasn't just studying medicine, she was practicing it. She was helping real patients, saving lives, and making a tangible difference in the world. One evening, after a particularly exhausting shift, Clara was called to the emergency room. A young boy had been brought in after a serious accident. His condition was critical, and Clara had to make quick, life-saving decisions. Her hands trembled slightly as she prepared the necessary procedures, but her mind was clear and focused. Everything she had learned, all the nights of studying, all the sacrifices, had led her to this moment. With precision and skill, Clara and the team worked through the night. The boy's condition stabilized, and the next morning, his parents tearfully thanked her. Clara stood there, exhausted, but filled with a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. This was why she had worked so hard. This was the life she had chosen. Years passed, and Dr. Clara became known not just for her intelligence and skill, but for her kindness and compassion. Patients trusted her, and her colleagues admired her dedication. She often mentored young medical students, sharing her journey and reminding them that becoming a doctor wasn't about being the smartest person in the room. It was about hard work, perseverance, and a genuine desire to help others. In the end, Clara's story wasn't just one of academic success. It was a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and never giving up on your dreams. She had faced countless challenges, but through it all, she had remained true to her passion, and in doing so, she had become the doctor she had always dreamed of being. And so, Dr. Clara's journey continued, with every day bringing new challenges, new patients, and new opportunities to make a difference. But one thing was certain: she was exactly where she was meant to be,